Collector Archive Services presents Collecting Star Wars. Visit our website at collectorarchive.com for grading, preserving, and custom displays of your collectible toys, video games, and sports memorabilia. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and comment below, and subscribe to our channel for more awesome collector videos. Hey folks, it's Anthony from Collector Archive Services. First off, thanks for watching our Collecting Star Wars series. I hope you're enjoying it, and if you like videos like this, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're putting out a lot of great collector content, including the Chris Whitlock's series, 5 Facts About Star Wars Card Backs, which is fantastic, just like Chris. So definitely check it out. In this installment, I want to take a look at a vintage Star Wars line that is less well known and kind of obscure, but pretty interesting and pretty cool. And that is Kenner's Switcheroo line. Over the years, I developed a real interest in these. I put together a small run, which I'll show you in a little bit. So if you're asking yourself, what exactly is a switcheroo? Well, you're about to find out. Here are 5 facts about Kenner Star Wars switcheroos. Switcheroo fact number 1. Switcheroo is a very fun name to say that describes a light switch cover that Kenner produced from the mid-1970s to early 1980s. That's right, a light switch cover. If you were a kid in circa 1980 that was lucky enough to get one of these, you basically could replace your boring light switch cover with a Star Wars switcheroo. The switcheroo had a little switch mechanism that would engage the light switch on your wall, and it would allow you to turn the lights on and off, and it would also cause the character's eyes, or in R2's case, his stripes, from changing color. The other thing that the switcheroo would do is light up. When it was in the off position, the white that would appear for R2 stripes, or for, I'll show you the other two in a minute, but for 2 characters' eyes, would glow in the dark, and that would help someone locate the light switch at night in the dark. The back of the card back had easy installation instructions. And at the end of this video, I'm going to install one of these, and I'm going to just show you how easy it is to install one. Switcheroo fact number 2. In 1980, Kenner produced and released 3 different Star Wars switcheroos. The 3 were R2-D2, Darth Vader, and C-3PO. They were released on card backs that had noticeable similarities to the familiar Star Wars figure card backs that packaged the popular 3 3/4 inch figures at the time. You can see the familiar production number in the upper left, the text ages 3 and up in the upper right, notice 1 year younger than recommended age for action figures, the classic silver racetrack border, and a colored backdrop behind the item itself. The back of the card also had some similarities despite a different layout. It depicted a happy little kid using his switcheroo. As mentioned before, easy installation instructions, which took up a large portion of the card back. And while there was no official call out to collect them all, it did show the line of 3 available switcheroos with the familiar colored backgrounds we were accustomed to seeing on early ESB figure card backs. Another prominent feature on the back was a hole through which you could actually engage the switch mechanism on the switcheroo and observe the eyes, or in R2's case, his stripes, move up and down. Here, check it out. Here's the back of the card. There's the hole that you can engage the switch mechanism through, and you can see you can actually switch Vader's eye colors. Does Vader have pink eye? Switcheroo fact number 3. Just like actual action figures or accessories, switcheroos went through many of the same pre-production steps, and because of that, pre-production materials such as concept art, mock-ups, etc. exist for switcheroos. Let's start with concept art. Just like with mostly any product out there, switcheroos began with 2-dimensional conceptual art. These images here, taken from the swca.com, are just that. Switcheroo concept art, complete with front and side renderings of each, and a font type that Kenner may or may not have ripped off of Bubblicious gum. Just saying. According to the archive entry, these images are from a batch of slides discovered by 12back.com webmaster CJ Fawcett. Whether the actual art itself is still in existence is unknown. Proof cards. Just like for carded action figures, proof cards for each of the 3 Switcheroos were made. These cards differed from the actual production card backs in a couple ways. If you compare the front of the cards, for example, you'll see that the words Snap-on appear at the beginning of the description line on the proof card, while they're absent from the production card. The backs of the proof cards have differences when compared to some but not all of their production counterparts, but I'll get into that in fact number 4. Mock-ups. In manufacturing and product development, a mock-up is defined as a model of what your final product will look like. They're used to get feedback before the mass production process starts. Star Wars figures, accessories, and even Switcheroos went through this mock-up stage. At least one such mock-up is known to exist, and that is for R2. This mock-up here was put together using a proof card evidenced by the words Snap-on at the beginning of the card front description, and the bubble was not glued but actually taped to the card. Quality control or QC samples were also created for Switcheroos. QC samples were essentially the first run of properly packaged product, and they were often examined for things such as packaging quality, flaws, errors. They were essentially the first attempts at production samples to come off the line. Here's an example of a known QC sample for a, you guessed it, R2 Switcheroo. Note the applied sticker label signed by one of the Kenner quality control inspectors. Okay, one last pre-production Switcheroo factoid. You know that concept art that we just took a look at? Well, there was actually concept art made for a 4th character that was apparently planned but never actually produced. The Bubblicious Stormtrooper. Switcheroo fact number 4. It appears that there was a change in the design and layout of the Switcheroo card back for 2 of the 3 Switcheroo characters, and that was probably due to an error that they initially made. Notice how the holes on these proof cards appear in the same spot for all 3 characters. Remember, the hole was there so you could try out the Switcheroo in stores as a demo. Well, it seems that the hole's location was set based on R2's switch. Okay, so here's a side-by-side comparison of R2 and C-3PO if the access holes are actually in the same spot on both. Okay, notice on how R2, where it's positioned, you have perfect access to the switch mechanism. You can go ahead and demo the eyes up and down, okay, or the stripes up and down. On C-3PO, however, if the hole's in the same spot, look how off-center it is with the switch mechanism. There's no way that you could properly demo that if you're looking at this in the store. Now, check this out. Here's my Vader example. Notice how the hole was changed. See how the hole on the Vader example was moved lower? And you do have access to the entire switch mechanism. You could, in fact, demo it properly, fully up and fully down. So there were also some modifications in the card back layout that accommodated this lower hole. The hole needed to be moved to a spot that encroached on the Vader graphic and pink dropback. So Vader is actually translated towards the bottom of the background to accommodate for the switch hole. Also notice that the one line of text reading all 3 Switcheroo light switch covers available was changed to 3 lines and shortened to just read Switcheroo light switch covers available. This text was moved off to the right side. With these changes being made, better access to the switch was achieved. Switcheroo fact number 5. Kenner actually released a line of Switcheroos 6 years prior to this Empire Strikes Back release in 1974. That line also consisted of 3 characters. They were just generic characters, not based on any particular character or franchise. Actually, here's one right here. It's a football player. The other 2 included a girl and a dog. Oddly, nowhere on the packaging do you see an official name for any of them. On the back, they do show line art renderings of the 3, but without names or labels. Some other points about the cards for this early group of Switcheroos. First, Note that the description on the card front does in fact contain the words Snap-on, which, as we'll remember, is an identifying finding in the Star Wars version proof cards, but they were absent on the actual Star Wars production cards. Secondly, check out the font used for the switcheroo on these early cards. Where have we seen that before? So my apologies to Kenner. They did not rip off Bubblicious gum after all. The gum wouldn't come out until 1977, which was 3 years after the release of these switcheroos. One more thing about these older switcheroos. I've seen the girl and the dog referred to as Strawberry Shortcake and Scooby-Doo, and I can see how they've been confused as such. Just for the record, there is no reference to either character on their packaging. However, I think others, including myself, have always thought that Kenner ripped off those likenesses to make similar appearing switcheroos, like knockoffs. However, I did some research and it appears that there is no way that that is the case. Take Strawberry Shortcake, for example. In 1974, the only incarnation of Strawberry Shortcake was on a Laurel greeting card, and she was referred to as Girl with a Daisy. She would evolve into Strawberry Shortcake, but exclusively on greeting cards. Not until 1979 did Kenner acquire her toy license and produce the first Strawberry Shortcake doll. As for old Scoob, yes, he had been around since 1969, but if you take a close look, I think you'll agree the switcheroo looks like a dog, with very minimal, if any, similarities to Scooby. Plus, in 1974, Milton Bradley held a toy license to Scooby-Doo, and there appears to be no record of a cease and desist letter from them, so they obviously didn't care. Okay, so that's twice in this video that I accused Kenner of ripping off another franchise, and twice I was wrong. So again, Kenner, I apologize. I really do care. And look, I even have your t-shirt. Come on. Switcheroo bonus fact. Switcheroos are actually easier than you think, or easier than I thought to actually install. And now for a little demonstration. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to attempt to install this R2-D2 switcheroo. This is not rehearsed. This is raw footage. I have not practiced. We're going to install the switcheroo. I think it should be noted that the switcheroo will only work for old school switches. Like, this is the thinner switch. The more modern, contemporary, wider switches, switcheroo is not going to work. So luckily I've got an old school one down here in the basement. So I'm going to read off the instructions, okay? All right, so step number 1, snap out mounting bracket from the back of the switcheroo. Do not remove screws on the switcheroo. Okay, here we go. Here's the mounting bracket, and there are the screws, 1 and 2. So let's see how easy this is. Success! The mounting bracket is out, screws are left in the switcheroo. Now for step number 2. Remove the 2 screws from your own light switch cover. Important, do not remove a light switch cover. Okay. Screwdriver. I may fast forward through this, we'll see. Okay, screws are removed, but the light switch cover is not as instructed. Step number 3. Step number 3. Place bracket flat part against your light switch cover as shown. Screw bracket into place with the same screws. No electrical wiring is required. Good thing. Okay, so flat part down. I hope you're timing me, Chris Whitlock. We should do dueling switcheroo installations. I would take Chris Whitlock down, I think. Okay. Step number 4. Flip light switch to on to put switcheroo switch in up position. So it's on. Then snap the switcheroo cover bottom first onto the bracket. Let's see. Bottom first. That may have done it. Let's see. I'm going to turn off the background light. Let's see if we have success. No. Let's try that again. Let's just see. I think that was it. No, it was not. Let's check the directions again. Hold on. Flip switch light on. Check. Switcheroo switch is up. Oh. Then snap the switcheroo cover bottom first. Switch up, switcheroo up. Here we go. 3 times the charm. Chris, you would have smoked me. I know. Okay, here we go. Oh man. Chris, any chance you can come to Jersey, help me out? This is it. Watch this. Oh, finally. Thank God. And that is how easy it is to install a Star Wars switcheroo. Chris, don't laugh. It's not funny. Well, I hope you enjoyed the CAS episode of Collecting Star Wars, and if you did, be sure to like, share, and comment below because we would love to hear from you. And subscribe to our YouTube channel for more awesome collector videos. And until next time, keep collecting, my friends.